knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Donald Trump has made his politics known for over a decade at this point.
Your message is excluding people. You're excluding me. You're excluding people that look like me. You're excluding people of color. You're excluding, Americans that maybe support you.
And in that time, true patriots have stepped up. Megan Rapinoe is one of them.
When you go down and take a knee or any other way, you're sitting, essentially, for our great national anthem. You're disrespecting our flag, and you're disrespecting our country.
Through the night that our flag was due.
I think over time, I've tried to be more thoughtful about it because it has impacted people. It has impacted my family. And, I'm from a small conservative town that's like pretty tight knit. My mom worked at a restaurant, so it was constantly people coming in and out. And my family lives in a place that didn't really agree generally with what I was saying, didn't agree with kneeling. Like, why are you not kneeling? And I don't mean kneeling in terms of kneeling. Like, what are you doing? What is everyone doing to help? Because everyone knows that we have a problem in this country. Everyone knows that we have serious issues to talk around racial injustice.
When the attacks from POTUS came in, she stayed true. The MAGA leader would even write on Twitter, Megan should win first before she talks. Finish the job. Well, they did, many times over.
In terms of the political backdrop and your back and forth with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, how do you put it into perspective?
I think we know who won that. Yeah. I held up my end of the bargain on that one.
Recently, we saw this disgraceful decision.
Tonight, the stunning reversal reverberating through the soccer world as FIFA reinstates star striker Folarin Balogun, slated to sit out tomorrow's game against Belgium after getting slapped with a controversial red card for stepping on a player's leg during last week's match, Balogun calling it unintentional. President Donald Trump called FIFA's president Gianni Infantino Wednesday and asked him to review the suspension, according to a source familiar with the phone conversation. Trump and Infantino have grown extremely close, fostering a tight-knit relationship over the last few years. President Donald Trump thanking FIFA via Truth Social for, quote, reversing a great injustice.
And Balogun even weighed in after the United States men's national team were ousted by Belgium in embarrassing fashion.
And once the president got involved and made the call and then it was reversed, were you thinking, yay, this is good? Or were you thinking, I don't know if this is such a good thing for the team or for myself at this particular time? Because then that turned into a whole nother layer of controversy.
My initial reaction was, I was happy to be back in the team.
Yeah.
But when I kind of started to reflect, I knew it was going to cause a lot of controversy. And I could almost see within my teammates a bit of nerves because it's something that's so unique. But the closer we got to the game, I tried to just focus as best as I could.
Yeah.
But it was difficult, a lot of outside noise, and that's hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Now Rapinoe has weighed in when she was invited on set by The Daily Show's Desi Lydic.
How do you think that affected the men's team?
Certainly not well. Yeah. It didn't give them the boost maybe that they were thinking it would, or that Trump was hoping that it would. I don't know. It seemed like it kind of threw them off their game. Yeah. Whether it was meant to be a red card or not, I don't know. They had such a good vibe. I feel like they had the underdog kind of vibe going, and then who got involved, and everyone was like, nope.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We don't like it. And then obviously Belgium was like, no, we absolutely can't lose to this team now. Yeah, they're not getting asked about abortion bans in their press conference. So where this is old hat to us.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear about what we saw here, okay? This is a head of state who meddled in a sporting event like the World Cup. That is what occurred because he has a cozy relationship with someone who is addicted to the limelight, addicted to power. He is a money-hungry, power-hungry, you-know-what. They both are. Trump and Infantino. Birds of a feather, my friends. And how do I know that he is an attention-hungry whore. Here is where I will direct you to a report that came out, great sourcing on this story, that concluded, through said sourcing within FIFA, that Gianni Infantino, during the hydration breaks, he wanted the cameras to go on him. He wanted to be seen on television. And he tried to make 2 games a day during the World Cup. He flew, gosh, I'm blanking, 60,000 miles, I want to say, over the World Cup. That's absurd. No one needs to do that. Donald Trump and Gianni Infantino should not be going with one another on POTUS's trips to the Persian Gulf, excuse me. Why is Gianni Infantino there? It's not about soccer. It's because they're friends. It's because Trump is, and he has even said this, I like people who like me, and I don't like people who don't like me. What a respectful, honorable man. But now you have it where Megan Rapinoe even said that the vibe was good and Trump messed it up. Sure did. Sure did. Just the same way that he said, I like Messi. Hard to go against Messi. They lost in the final. The only team that I can remember that had Trump's full-throated support was the United States hockey team. And they even showed their behinds in the process. And you know what is totally ironic about this? Even with Christian Pulisic doing the Trump dance against Jamaica, feels like eons ago, and then just being a ghost during the World Cup, and even after he did the Trump dance, we've gone over those numbers before. This team did feel like an underdog that was overperforming, but I don't even know if that was it. I felt like getting out of the group could have potentially been the ceiling, if not winning another game. I know they beat Bosnia and Herzegovina. He crushed the spirit of this team. And some naysayers will say, well, that's on the players, don't you think, Rick? Isn't that on the players for not showing up? Maybe. Yeah, as an athlete, you want to block out all the noise, but this is his fault. And I think we all know that it is his fault. Balogun should not have had the red card suspended. I've heard the naysayers also quip that he shouldn't have received one. Fine. I thought it was totally justified. I did. And I suppose the soccer gods played it out as it did. So whatever. But overall, stop letting this man control the narrative of so many things. And of course, the irony, lastly, is this. They keep saying that they don't want politics in sports. And yet Ted Cruz and all of Trump's cronies justify him doing just that.